All right, let's get into your stats to know, Mike. This is you wrote this over at the Washington Post. Everybody can go read it over there. Give me your stats, and we'll react accordingly.
So I already said 12 pressures allowed by the Pats all season, 135.3 passer rating allowed by the Rams. So this is when the Patriots have the ball, these stats.
Yeah.
0 was the amount of negative plays the Patriots had outside of Tom Brady's kneel down against the Chiefs.
Really? In the playoffs?
Just against the Chiefs.
Just against the Chiefs.
This past week.
Wow.
Not
so they're just
churning,
keeping the ball moving forward.
And that's what I say the Rams have to be able to basically shut down. You have to, that defensive line, I would tell Aaron Donald, get in the backfield, take some negative plays from that running game. If you're going to give up a chunk play, so be it. Make them get away from, make them have second and longs as opposed to
mix in a
second
punt
and eighths. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Because I think it's going to be a high scoring game. You got to make that play that stops the drive. 25.9%. Any guess what this is, Steve?
25.9.
It's Aaron Donald's win rate as a pass rusher this season. Highest in the NFL. And the win rate for edge rushers is much higher than interior players. He's going up against, though, Joe Thuney, Shaq Mason, both top 12 pass blocking efficiency guards there on the interior.
Yeah, they've both been very good. And Brady's time to throw in the playoffs is under 2.2. Which is absurdly quick. So it's the offensive line's playing great. The scheme is getting the ball out of Brady's hands quickly. Mm-hmm. That's essentially the way you slow down Aaron Donald, right?
Yes.
Just get rid of the ball.
All right, on to the next one for the last one where the Patriots have the ball. 68, which is the number.
I know this one.
What?
Third down conversions.
No, this is not that one.
But it is 68. So 68 is good for two different things. Go ahead.
68 is the number of snaps played by fullback James Devlin this postseason.
Oh, man.
Only 19 fullbacks had more during the entire regular season.
The Patriots are setting football backwards. They were innovators, and now. So we were in the other room, right? We were just watching the 1999 Super Bowl, Titans and Rams. And the Rams come out in a split back formation, and Eric Eager from the forecast yells out, "Look at that split back formation. Look at." And I looked at him, I said, "Did you not see the Patriots run that? They ran a straight up under center, split back formation with a 5-step drop like it was 1983. It was unbelievable. The Patriots, the innovators, are running like the third passing play ever installed in football. And they're running James Devlin left and right. He's playing football. I mean, it's unbelievable.
They had Devlin on a wheel that they missed, that Brady missed.
Really?
I mean, they didn't technically miss because he still got a first down.
Probably wouldn't want to throw to Devlin on a wheel. He did hit Devlin for one good swing pass. But so just to steal the 68% number, though, that's Brady's third down conversion rate this playoffs as well. That's 68. Good. Next closest is Breeze at 48%. That's really tough to sustain. He's also completing 82% of his third down passes. So that's exceptional work.
Pretty good, yeah.
But really tough to
sustain.
So you want to be better on first and second down.
All right. 10 is the number, and it's the amount of pressures by Trey Flowers this postseason.
Ooh.
In fact, he has 6 straight postseason games with at least 5 pressures.
Yeah. He's
dating back to the Super Bowl against the Falcons.
Yeah, so he had almost 10 or something
every game
in the Falcons game.
On that one since. He's
Love
had
Trey
at least
Flowers.
5. Comes when it shows up when it matters most.
Yeah. Trey Flowers, one of PFF's biggest wins.
If he goes against Austin Blythe, I think that's a mismatch. If they kick him inside, go up against that because that's where they're weak. Blythe, John Sullivan, 2 lowest graded players along that offensive line.
He'll line up at nose tackle quite a bit, right over the center. You just did some work on the NFL's most versatile players. You threw Trey in there because of...
Yeah, he's basically lined up everywhere along that defensive line this season.
So there's something to watch in the matchup.
All right, 20%. This one is Stephon Gilmore's catch rate allowed this postseason. 20%. 2 out of 10 targets.
One was the blown coverage touchdown against Phillip Rivers, I believe.
Yes. The biting on the... Which was bad.
It was really bad. It's just...
I'm not sure it was blown coverage. It was just you bit on it.
I didn't mean... Yeah, he was bad.
Keenan,
he was bad on that play.
That one, I think, a slant last week. That was it.
Yeah, and he's been... And that was even pretty tight coverage. He's been playing exceptional man coverage. So, again, do we see him covering Robert Woods and then just by himself, and then the Patriots focus on... I mean, the Patriots, the rest of the defense focuses on Brandon Cooks. I think that'll be something to watch. But, yeah, Gilmore's been fantastic. All
right, next stat is 20, and this is the number of turnover-worthy throws from Jared Goff during the regular season. That was the third most of any quarterback this year.
I think he started off pretty well, pretty good in that number, and then down the
stretch,
at Detroit, against Chicago, and then I think against Philadelphia, his three He had that stretch of 3 games where he was horrendous.
No Kupp. Cooper Kupp, really going to miss him. Wish he would have been healthy. It would have been.
Cooper Kupp would help a lot for the Rams right now
because the third guy has just been Reynolds been nothing in terms of production wise. They've been, I think he's been outproduced by like the tight ends there who weren't doing much early on in the season. But a third guy would really, because that's where Patriots really just don't have a third corner to send out there that's capable.
But again, because there's such a huge sample size of Patriots Super Bowls, Patriots fans look back and they're like, wait, we had Corey Clement making big plays. You had Chris Matthews for Seattle. Sometimes in these games, the guys you're not expecting. Is this a Josh Reynolds game? Maybe Josh Reynolds has 6 catches and they find something here.
It may be. All right. Next one. 2 more left here. 1,160. This was the number of rushing yards gained by the Rams on wide zone this season. 379 more yards than any other team gained on outside zone.
Man, that is their staple run play.
Yeah.
You run the wide zone, you cut it up the field, or you take it to the edge.
They don't take it to the edge because they don't block it that way.
Yeah, right. So it's almost always cutting back over the A gap. So the Patriots, the way they usually like to defend this is they'll throw 2 players over the guards and really try to like slow down the mesh point and let the linebackers fill that A gap. So watching John Sullivan, the center, going up against Dante Hightower, whether it's a Landon Roberts in there, Kyle Van Noy, whoever's playing in the middle, I think those are the matchups to, if you're trying to slow down the Rams offense. And then is it CJ Anderson or is it Todd Gurley that's going to be running?
Gurley runs more wide, so when
CJ Anderson's wider though.
That's a good point. This is true. This is a fact.
Wider zone, not CJ Anderson.
All right, last stat to know, and then we can let you guys stop listening to Steve's stand-up routine.
I'm hilarious.
I know, that was funny. I like it.
Well, Sam's not here. The funny guy's gone. I got to pick up for him.
1,522. That is the number of deep receiving yards from Brandon Cooks the last 3 seasons, second most of any receiver in the league. He is a good deep threat. We watched a ton of them this week because I compared him to Andy Isabella, or compared Andy Isabella to him.
Yeah.
And
Brandon Cooks
separates. He has a sneaky separation down the field.
Andy Isabella light? Brandon Cooks?
Yeah, probably.
So those numbers over the last 3 years, he's done that with Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and now Jared Goff. So that's why I do think Bill Belichick puts more attention to him, likes to take away the deep threat, doesn't want to give up the big plays. Brandon Cooks will get some attention. Remember last year in the Super Bowl, Brandon Cooks, I think it was 1 catch before he got hurt and missed the rest of the game. Brady still threw for 500 yards without his number 1 wide receiver in the Super Bowl last year.
I don't recall this.
That did happen.
Did I watch? I'm kidding. Yeah, I know. See if I know.
It did happen.
It was impressive.
Those are some good numbers, Mike.
Impressive loss.
Some good stuff. Keep an eye on Brandon Cooks with the Rams. He has been one of the league's more consistent receivers over the last few years in multiple schemes, which I think is very telling.